So this is the perspective project introduction. What today is going to be about is practicing perspective, learning about the definitions and vocab terms associated with them, and then you'll start practicing for your project. So first, I want you to watch part of this video that shows how to draw some things in perspective. Now, we won't be as complex as this video. We're going to go much more simple. But you can see how this video is all about using a ruler to get perfectly straight lines and all going to that middle point. We're going to learn about what that is called in just a moment. But this type of drawing is very mathematical, very analytical. So if you've been kind of struggling with the creative aspect of art, you're more left-brained, usually students do very well with perspective. So after this video plays, we're going to jump into working on your perspective notes worksheet. You will submit that worksheet when you are done, so make sure you complete it fully, submit it, and then you move on to the next part of the assignment. All right, we're going to fill in some vocabulary terms for perspective, and then we're going to do this little practice at the bottom. So I'm going to start by zooming in to the top here so that you can see this close, and then we'll zoom out as we go. So first we have the orthogonal line is the line that goes towards the vanishing point. The line that goes towards the vanishing point. Okay, so that's like, they're mostly going to be diagonal, kind of going to the far distance. The next vocab term is horizon line, the line that is at eye level. So that's where the sky meets the land, but sometimes we can't always see sky and land. So that's why we say the line at eye level. Now, the next term is directly tied to horizon line. Vanishing point, a point on the horizon line where all orthogonal lines go to. So you can see how we had the term vanishing point in the definition of orthogonal line, and vanishing point has orthogonal lines in its definition. So they're kind of tied together. And the vanishing point is always on the horizon line somewhere. You don't want it floating somewhere off. The next term is construction lines, the lines other than orthogonal lines that make up the shape. So when you're drawing perspective, this could be like you start with a rectangle and you draw that first. That's construction lines. Next are parallel lines, two lines that are evenly spaced so that they will never make contact with each other. So if you don't know what these are, let's draw a few examples at the bottom. Like you could have vertical parallel lines, diagonal, horizontal. They're just evenly spaced so that no matter how far they go, they're never going to touch. They're going to be always equal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be working on this little practice together and filling in the steps at the same time. So let's start with step 1 is to draw the horizon line. Draw the horizon line. It should be parallel. Parallel to the top and bottom of your paper. Now, that's not a hard and fast rule, but when you're learning perspective, it makes it easier if that horizon line is parallel. So this step has already been done for you. You see we have a horizon line, and it is parallel to the top and bottom. It's equal to that line right there. Perfect. Next step is to draw the vanishing point on the horizon line. Now, this has also been done for you. The reason why I did these steps for you is because I want to make sure that you can match exactly what I'm doing. And if you move the vanishing point just a little bit, it changes your perspective drawing. So I gave you the vanishing point. It's right here. So we already have that done as well. Step number 3 is to draw the front construction lines. This is the front side of the shape you are drawing. So, again, done for you. We have like a rectangle here, a long skinny one here, two short ones here, and then like a hollowed out shape right there. Step number 4 is to draw the orthogonal lines from each corner of your shape to the vanishing point. So we're going to do that step together. So if you don't already have a ruler, make sure you have that ready to go. And it helps if your pencil is sharp for this step. So sharpen your pencil. And once you're ready, go ahead and hit play on the video. Continue on. If you need to do that stuff, hit pause. But we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to start with this box right here. So it says draw the orthogonal lines from each corner of your shape. So there are some corners we won't draw it on. Let's start with the bottom left. We're going to draw this one. Let's go to the top right. For sure, we can draw that one. And we could do the bottom right. So you'll notice I'm missing a corner. I did not draw from that corner. That is because our shapes are not see-through. They are solid. So because they are solid, we can't see that back corner. So here's the rule. Anytime you would be drawing through a shape immediately, you don't draw it, okay? Again, anytime you're going to be drawing through a shape immediately, don't draw the orthogonal line. So we have the orthogonal lines for that shape. Let's go to this bottom one right here. Drawing from the top left corner. We're not going to draw from that corner because I would be drawing through the shape. So we're going to skip that. But we can do the top right corner. And again, we can't do the bottom right because I'd be drawing through my shape. Now let's go to this one closest to the vanishing point. Again, bottom left corner, we can draw. Top left corner. And we could do the top right corner in this case. So we have 3 orthogonal lines. This one, again, we wouldn't draw because it'd be going through the shape. Now we have a little sticky situation here. We could see how when we line up the ruler, this one is going to be going and making contact with that shape. So what you're going to do is just draw and then stop once you hit a shape. So we're going to draw and then stop right there. So it stops because this is solid, so it's not going to appear behind. It just stops right there. But the top lines, we can draw all the way because they don't hit anything. So we could draw that one. We could draw that one. That goes all the way to the vanishing point. So you can see how this one stopped, but the rest are okay. Now, let's tackle this top one. Now, this normally, if I were teaching you how to do this myself, I'd have you try it first, and then I'd show you how to fix it. But since you're on your own for this one, I'm going to walk you through this with this video. Now, you are going to line up in the bottom right corner, just like we did before. Top left corner, just like you did before. And bottom left. So we have all these, but now we have to tackle like what's going on the inside. We're going to have one corner that we can draw. So if we imagine this is solid, this is hollow, so we could see the inside corner. So we're going to draw inside here and then stop right there. So we have 4 orthogonal lines with that one. So we've done step 4, draw orthogonal lines from each corner of your shape to the vanishing point. Step number 5 is to draw the back construction lines. Back construction lines. They should be parallel, that's that word again, to your front construction lines. So here's what that looks like. And you can see how step 6 is just erase extra lines outside your shape. So we're going to do steps 5 and 6 together. So how we do this is start by lining up your ruler to the front construction line and then slide it back a little ways till you feel it's right. There's no set way that you have to put it. And I'm going to draw that from orthogonal line to orthogonal line. So again, I started up here, slid it back, connected the orthogonal lines. I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. Line it up, slide it back, Connect them. So now you could see how this is looking three-dimensional. And we're going to do step 6. Just erase the extra space or the extra line here. And then we have our box floating in the air. Now, if this is hard for you to see, this is optional. You don't have to do this. But like, okay, if the light is coming from here, like this would be shaded all. And we might have like a little shadow on the side, just to help you picture the three-dimensional aspect to it. But there you go. So let's go ahead and cut off the rest of these, and then we're done with the practice, so you can get this submitted. So front construction line, slide it back, keep it parallel, close it off, erase. Front construction line, slide it back. We have to do the same up here. Front construction line, slide it back. So that little one is cut off. And then let's do the same to the other little guy. Let's make this one shorter. So let's make this like a little thin one. If you need to slow down this part of the video, play it at like 0.5 speed. Go for it. Or if you just need to re-watch it a few times. Now this one, it seems like it's gonna be tricky, but it'll be really easy. Line it up to the front construction line. Slide it back just a little ways. Connect that. Same thing, just a little ways. Connect that, and then we'll do the same on the inside. Front construction line, back a little ways. Front construction line, back a little ways. Like that. Perfect. So now I'm going to show you a quick example of what I don't want to see. So this would be correct is right here, okay? I'm going to show you an incorrect. So if we had like the same thing, I'm going to just sketch it out right here. You do not have to do this, but I just want to show you what I see some students do. Like they'll have this line going back to the vanishing point or whatever. And then when they cut off the construction lines, they have their ruler crooked. So like they might cut it off like this or like that. And see how that is not parallel to that. Those don't line up. So do not have yours look like that. You want them parallel like these ones. So don't do this. Okay? Make sure your back construction lines are parallel to the front one, then you're correct. So what you need to do is go ahead and take a picture of this, submit it, and then move on to the perspective letters practice. You are going to put this on the back of your note sheets. So the next assignment will go on the back of this page.